Yes.
Excuse me!
Hey.
Really now?
What?
I see. Agree.
Very nice.
Dohalim? The line of researchers is getting longer.
Perhaps I should have put more thought into this before accepting.
Looks like we made it here in one piece. Right!
Leo Temple.
Hey, Law. Been training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad, you should see the state of my underwear.
Yeah. A word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning that stuff around girls. Ones without a military history especially.
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face? She'd have a nervous breakdown.
I meant in general, but... You sure mention her a lot, you know.
Huh? Oh, you know, she's always there, even when you least expect it. Springs to mind easily.
Either that, or maybe some part of you is subconsciously always wishing she was there.
May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all tomboy. I'm more about mature women. Someone more like Kisara.
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against. But come on, you've got to admit she can be a lot to handle.
Hey, I miss anything? What's all the fuss about?
Rinwell.
Thunderblade!
Ah! What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back. Whew!
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got yourself a rival.
It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm every now and then.
Hey, Shion. How are you and Alphen getting on these days?
That's a little out of the blue. Why do you ask?
Sorry, it's just... I don't know, I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, a lot's changed now he's got his senses back and all.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is now back when I'd first met him, I probably wouldn't have gotten this involved. But then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced these feelings, so... I guess... it's complicated.
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but... I know what it feels like to have someone you love who's out of reach.
Because of Miguel.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all, who can say what the future holds? I think if I were you, I'd take things as they come for now.
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you, Shion. But that doesn't stop you from knowing that I care about you, right?
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you weren't my biggest fan.
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand back then. Not that that's the point.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know what you mean. Thank you. And you're right. There are ways to convey your feelings besides just touching.
I'll say, cooking immediately springs to mind. And if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him, why not try appealing directly to his stomach?
You might just have a point. I'll give it a shot.
Uh-oh. If it's Alpin's palate you're appealing to, that doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes we just have to do our best and take one for the team, right?
Even after staying here, we never truly got to the bottom of what makes this realm's citizens tick.
Renan and Danon are meaningless distinctions here. To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden. All that matters is blind obedience.
That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that. There must have been something more.
Once, maybe. Question is that something still salvageable?
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough foisted on them as it is.
You're right. It's time the people here had the chance to forge their own path. That's not to say it'll be easy, but it will be worthwhile.
These things take time to... What the... An ambush?
Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and I sort of shot without thinking.
A bug? You mean like a Zoogle?
Something tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural insects would feel more at home here than Menancia. In fact, I seem to recall reading somewhere that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure healthy incubation.
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alphen? Bugs don't creep you out?
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been known to eat them.
Insects as a culinary option, you say? What kind of seasoning are we talking?
Dohalim, I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, a lizard! I never thought about this until now, Alphen, but doesn't it get hot wearing that armor all the time? You feel heat and cold again, don't you?
Admittedly, yeah. It can get pretty toasty in this thing.
Is it hard when your back starts to itch?
Oh, you bet. Plus, my shoulders get stiff wearing it, even if it's not all that heavy.
Kisara looks like she manages all right with her armor.
Armor takes a strong body and a stout heart.
Spoken like a true guardsman. Not that I really get what you mean.
The more I think about it, the more I realize what a pain it must be. Like, what do you do when you need to take a leak?
Ew!
That part can be a bit of a pain, yeah. More things to take off.
That sucks, man. Wouldn't it be easier if you just walked around outside of your armor most of the time instead?
You never know when the enemy might attack. As tempting as it might be to take it off, it's not worth getting killed over.
So basically, you're screwed if you ever get attacked while taking a dump. Right, Runwell?
Are you doing this on purpose?
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Oh.
Just great.
Cheers!
Cheers!
What?
Nice try, you two.
Never.
Wait. Something's wrong.
I couldn't catch it. I'll always be...
Oh no. This is just like what happened before. Alphen!
I'm alone.
What can I do to get her to snap out of it? There aren't any thorns this time. Oh, I've got it!
Alphen?
Shion, you're not alone. You've got all of us. And it wasn't just one bouquet either. There's also this one from me. So please, we'll fight this together. Shion!
You dummy! That's not what I was upset about. How many times do I need to tell you not to blindly rush into things? That said, it does make me feel better, even if your bouquet is just a weapon named after one.
I'm just glad I could help. And I made another one to go with it, so it...
You never cease to amaze me, Alphen.
Feeling better now? Now, Shion?
Sorry I lost my cool like that.
Don't worry. It's not like I have any room for criticism.
Being a grown-up isn't
I wonder what Helganquil's civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait. Can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game. Another incantation doing.
Eternal! Freeze will illuminate the storm!
Dragon Form! Heal my weary companion!
Pierce evil!
The enemy wields art too.
You'll see.
Coming through! Ha! No! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing I never miss!
Come and face me!
Flawless flight! I'll
In the
heal you
soil.
all! Here!
Awaken and
This should
wreak
do it.
havoc!
Healing circle! Don't mind if I do! What would I do?
Thanks, Sheila.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Came between heaven and earth. Healing art!
Dragon Swarm!
A wailing
now
dancing
let
lightning!
Can't get out of this!
Dragon Dust!
Cyan instant! Sleep now.
This is looking good.
This'll come in handy.
Coming through! Ha! No! Scarlet Inferno!
Breath of life! Heal my weary companion!
Burn!
I can handle it! Healing circle! Enough!
Don't suffer in silence!
One more time!
Dragon Swarm!
Yours are not the skills of just any warrior.
Save your compliments. We have to move.
Driven in,
Do it! Shield! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory.
Dragon Swarm!
Naturally.
Here I come! Dragon
Alright,
Swarm!
it's showtime!
Enough,
Do it!
Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Cyan
Dragon
instant!
Swarm! Ignite!
I'm all stuffed up!
Dragon Swarm!
Raging
Taking fire!
Burning breath!
You must be tired of killing me. I'm merely doing what I can to help. Glad you're not.
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danon slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegus, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for? We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Renna. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like,
Like all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renin Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself.
Just look at the size of that thing. The Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either, in the past 300 years. No, even before that.
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this.
I can understand where he's coming from.
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit...
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere.
Borrow one of their contraptions?
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us.
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
A 6-armed giant. Is this the Zoogle?
Don't get careless!
Don't tell me to get out of this!
This is gonna need all of us together!
Let's move further.
Aim for the weak spot.
Haley, look!
Take it!
A chain between heaven and earth.
Ready and ready! Try
A
this!
wailing banshee of lightning!
Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
I can carve through armor!
Dance in the wind!
This one
Keep charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it! Leave it to you!
From depths abyss!
Begin!
Resuscitation! Lightning
Nothing
lightning!
Thank you!
By the power of flame!
Here I go!
Without a trace!
Time to rush up!
Illuminate the... Holy glimpse!
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Imbue this vanquish!
I wonder how the Renins avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danins?
I'd say it's likely. Which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renins have committed grave injustices against the Danins. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danins too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Shion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
Looks like we made it here. In one piece. You can never...
Hey, Rinwell, tell me about your parents. What were they like?
They were kind. That's the part I like to remember. They could also be strict, though, especially when it came to magic. I never understood why I had to work so hard to learn magic. Why we couldn't just be done with it and live openly like everyone else. Needless to say, that didn't go over well. Of course, if I'd had known that one day I'd be doing this, I would have taken my studies more seriously. What about your parents?
Same deal. Run through the mill. Told constantly that training was the only way to survive in a world like this. It got bad enough that I ended up running away and siding with the Renans of all people. And now, I've got that training to thank for being alive.
I know how that feels.
The first time we met, you risked using your magic to stop me from kicking my dad's ass. You could have done anything else. You could have ignored it. So, why?
Yeah, I guess something about Zephyr reminded me of my own father.
You don't say. So, did your pops and mine look a lot like each other?
Not really. Not at all, in fact. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt a resemblance, I guess.
Wow. Well, I won't pretend I understand, but I'm glad. Your dad must have been a great guy.
He was.
Maybe it's the snow soaking up all the sound, but something about Cislodia always feels mysterious to me. Solemn, almost.
When it comes to solemnity, I'd say our own Octalina Palace is no slouch.
I won't argue with you there. Still, that azure tint of the shadows on the silvery white snow, it has a certain indescribable quality.
Indeed. It was boorish of me to even suggest such a comparison.
All I know is it's freaking cold. Still, more pleasant now that the locals aren't quite as frosty towards us.
Well, excuse me if I'm too frosty for your warm self.
Oh, come on! You know I didn't mean you. Besides, really, I'm the one who...
How about we stop getting hung up on the past for a change? Take what you've learned and put it to use in the future instead.
An unexamined past can be just as dangerous in its own right.
Better that than obsessing over it like a certain someone I know.
Kisara doesn't mince her words, does she?
I could say the same thing about one or two of the other women around here.
Tell me about it.
I think I'll refrain from commenting on this one.
Hootle, I've got some dried fish for you. You want some?
Forget that. Doesn't some tasty red meat sound better, boy?
Hey! Stop trying to coax him away with treats. Get your own adorable sidekick if you're so desperate for one.
He appears to enjoy being the center of attention.
Funny how things change. He and Rinwell used to be joined at the hip, or shoulder to talon.
It's not just Hootle who's become more trusting. Isn't that so, Rinwell?
They do say pets and their owners act alike. I suppose since we've been together, I've done my share of coming out of my own shell too.
Well then, I guess with you and Hootle, that makes us all one big happy family.
Sometimes when I'm deep in thought, Hootle will come over and sit next to me. I only wish I could actually pet him.
Oh, you will someday. You won't believe how soft he is.
Wish I had that problem. I'm lucky if I can so much as look at old Featherbrain without him trying to claw me to ribbons.
Really? He seems tame enough around everyone else. Maybe it's just Hootle's way of establishing dominance?
That's dogs, not owls.
What's going on when Hootle pecks at you?
I don't know. Like when I'm talking to Rinwell, it's like he's trying to muscle me out or something. Unless... Wait, you don't suppose I make him jealous?
Come again?
Ow! Get off of me, you insecure fluffball!
I rather think they make a good comedic pairing. Cislodia, realm of frost, snows, and colder souls.
Did something terrible happen to you here?
Isn't he just saying he's cold?
That was quite the little adventure we went on. Six-armed giant. Is this the Zoogle from the request?
It's not only alive, but completely uninjured.
Just have to see for ourselves if it's really as ferocious as they say.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
Dragon Form!
Can't get out of this!
Really get on my nerves. Here's the evil.
Ignite!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours
More
truly.
Zoogles?
Keep calm and take them down.
Come one, go all! No escape!
Raging cascade. Go.
Execution! Through away!
I'll be saving
Stalagmite! I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone. More incoming.
Jonah!
Now for something special.
Bathed in blood. Rending
Rising Phoenix!
Light. Reinforcements.
Dragon Swarm! No escape!
Healing circle.
I owe you that.
Why'd you heal me?
To stop me dying. Now.
Right. All yours, Kisara!
Lightning condenser.
You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Swarm!
Glacial spear. Here you go.
Explosive ring!
Here, let me help.
Dragon!
First aid.
I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alvin.
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you.
Eternal devastation!
Blood.
Rending you apart!
Contact field. This one's mine. I never miss. Let them lose, magic.
Not today! I'm ready!
Darling, this one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
Illuminate
More?
the sky.
Begin.
Where are you going? Let them march in here. Holy land.
Take this!
Where are you going?
Dragon
Do it.
Swarm!
Get toasty.
Burn strike!
More?
Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
Not ammo. Annihilation. By the power of flame.
More? Try harder! Not a chance! Masterful dash! Rending you apart!
Magic is out.
Rising
Radiant light! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis. You don't mess around.
Dragon Swarm!
Certainly not.
Here I come!
Take this!
Dragon Swarm!
Winds of heaven.
Ignite!
Nothing gets by me. Far enough.
Rotating pile driver!
Glacial spear.
Take this.
Pierce evil. Now.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Not in your dreams.
I can carve through armor! Regenerate!
You're mine!
Arcade
Dragon
waterfall.
Swarm!
Don't suffer in silence.
I mean, your death don't worry.
Then tonight's meal is on you.
You got it.
More? Dragon Swarm!
Blood.
Dragon Swarm!
That'll bring you down. Magic is in. Sleep now.
Negative gate!
Water stop
Clear
now.
away.
Raging do it.
Here!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
Victory is within reach.
Dig deep, and we can do this.
Impressive fervor, little one.
Ignite!
Dance in the wind.
Dragon Swarm!
Air thrust.
More? Dragon Swarm!
In a vine!
Wailing Dancy of Lightning!
Here I come!
Eat dirt!
Far enough!
Now you see what I can do!
Now!
Fear!
Demons descend!
Flashing bang!
Here's a healing Hold on to your
Dragon
arms!
Swarm!
Here I come!
Everlasting darkness!
I never miss!
You're mine!
Negative gate!
Chinese
Will not
Silver!
resonate with the earth!
Do it!
Shion!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Reflect on thy sin!
Dragon Swarm!
Blade will roar! Freeze Lancer! Dance
Take
in
it!
the
The
wind!
flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Resonate with the earth!
I'm out of ammo! I'm out of
Dragon Swarm!
Annihilation!
Eat dirt!
Radiant in here!
Dragon Swarm!
This'll come in handy! There! How's this? How's this? Spirit
Explosive
Blade!
ring!
Generation!
Water! Here
You
you
take
go!
this!
Do it!
Shion!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Shine!
Radiant by the power of flame! Finish without a trace!
Dragon
Freeze
Swarm!
Lancer! Let the marksman
You're
handle
mine!
this! Dance in the wind!
Dragon Swarm!
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogle somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches? I have a bad feeling about this.
Dragon Swarm! I'll smash you!
Nothing gets
Does this work? Sight far enough! Got me!
Dragon
Insects should stay on the ground.
Burn!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Take this!
I'm all stopped up!
Shine!
Lightning
Lightning
Swarm! You're finished! Blow away!
I'm ready!
Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle!
A flawless victory.
Dragon Swarm!
Naturally! This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm! Air pressure!
Here I come! Change between time and entertainment now!
All yours, Kisara!
Dragon Swarm!
Elusive Geese, now or never!
Illuminate
In a
the
bind?
Come forth,
Move,
Holy
escape!
Quiver!
Dragon Swarm! The flame
Holy
feeling
Quiver!
yearns to be let free!
Awaken unto your lightning!
Elusive deity!
Take this!
Do it! In here! Astral energy! Full throttle!
You're mine!
Can you take it?
Here goes!
I can carve through armor!
Far enough! Back into the fray! Annihilation!
Blade and blood!
Severing wind! Soda! Tear!
Where are you going?
Hurricane thrust!
Negative gate!
Now!
Shion!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction!
There's still more to go! Here goes!
I'll face
Not
you!
in your dreams!
Prepare to be
Here I
seen!
come!
Take this!
Freeze Lancer!
No escape! Burn!
A whirling struggle!
Elusive deity! I'm ready!
Shion! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I'll take you all off! Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
Can you take it?
Dragon Swarm!
It's showtime!
These ones can run straight to the ground! That'll bring you down! In here!
No dawn shall break this night!
I'm not done!
Soaring blast!
Damn it! Scoot back!
Stand back! I'll trip it up!
In here! Get
You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Swarm!
A whirling lightning!
Dragon Swarm! Vacuum Blade!
Sleep now.
There! Vacuum Blade! There!
Lightning orb! You are in tip-top shape.
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing orb.
Whirling struggle.
Thanks!
Here I go.
You're mine! Dragon Swarm!
Supernova!
Dragon Swarm!
Anything in armor is all mine! In a bind?
You have such an incredible technique.
Brute force is nothing without elegance of form.
I don't know if I'd say nothing.
I can carve through armor! Eagle Ray! Nothing gets by me!
Do it! Frozen!
Hammer!
By the power of flame!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Dragon Swarm! I'm ready! Here I come!
Astral energy!
Say no more! I still got a ways to go!
Don't get careless.
Dragon Swarm!
Don't tell me!
Dragon Damn it!
Illuminated
Illuminated
Holy tornado!
I'm not done! Dragon Swarm!
Freeze laser!
Take this!
You're mine!
In here!
In a bind?
Get out of there! Do not! Reload!
Dragon
Prepare to be sealed, though. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Eagle Ray!
Forgive me. This is my fault.
Leon can't get out of this!
Annihilation! Seal!
Spirits within the soil.
Awaken and wreak havoc!
Raging! Storm! Art expert coming through!
On your
Reflect
reflect on that shade.
Resuscitation!
They smite with black and blue!
Thunder field!
Dragon Swarm!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust you up! A chain between heaven and earth!
Negative gate!
Habitat field! Go get him! Raging cascade!
Spirits within the
Field!
soil.
Searing tempest! Advanced I will!
Ready to go!
Flare tornado! Raging
Dragon
storm!
Swarm!
Where are you going? All right!
Take
It's
this!
showtime!
Ready and rare!
Razor cyclone!
Now you see what I can do!
Celestial hammer!
I've been hit with
Razor
something!
cyclone!
So even a master has his limits.
I'm not feeling so great.
Raging cascade!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop
You
you
picked the
dying.
wrong time! Right. Dragon Swarm! Try this!
Benediction light.
In here! Ow!
Explosive ray!
Radiant blast! Here!
Thanks!
Thunder
There!
blade! Illuminate your
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Water, hear my call.
In a bind?
Dragon Swarm!
glacial
Take it!
Resonate with the earth!
Ready? You're
No
mine!
more playing nice.
Dragon Swarm!
Reflect on that shade! They smite with black and blue!
Here I come!
Now,
Shield!
this one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
Eat dirt!
Don't
Hear
suffer
my
in
call.
silence.
Supernova! Raging cascade!
Now! Ring!
The soil.
Get on
Awaken
in there
and
with
wreak
you!
havoc!
Here's a healer!
I'll smash you!
Thunderblade!
Dragon!
Your arts are really incredible.
It's thanks to you I can use them.
And I promise I'll always be here.
Your astral arts are truly incredible.
Every little bit helps, right?
Indeed it does. I'll keep pushing to be better as well.
Take this!
Do it!
Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
It was a close thing.
It is... None of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
Forgive you!
Dragon
May
Form!
1,000 gales and
We're
attack!
mine!
Arch shield!
Dragon
Not
Form!
in your dreams!
I'll take you!
Your reflexes will not serve you well
Burn
here.
it down! Dragon Form!
Thunder field!
Try this!
Hard marvelous! Here's the now!
Explosive ring!
Is this Prepare to be sealed on fleet of foot. Actually, half the sound is more appropriate.
Let's talk in more duels.
A chain between heaven and earth.
Save you! I owe you one.
A winner is
Dragon Form!
Negative denied! Now we're not...
Here!
Take this!
You're mine!
Lightning condemned by the power of the
Dragon Form!
Spirits in the soil. Await...
I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops! On your knees! Stardust! Dragon Form!
Your style is beautiful to observe.
You just watching or what?
I'm not
No,
done!
I'm still in this.
I can't imagine what we'd do without you, Rinwell.
Who, me? That's a little much, don't you think?
I'm serious. You're a lifesaver.
Where are you going?
Now! Double me! In an instant! Impact Block!
That took more energy than I expected.
I misread the landing.
I won't forgive you!
Dragon Swarm!
Everlasting no further!
Here's a healing!
Roar! First aid!
Now it's in the soil! Time to cross blades!
A whirling struggle! By the power
Try
of
this!
winds of heaven! Without a choice!
Masterful dash!
Explosive ring!
Sleep now!
Hard up! I'll smash you!
Lifting you off the way!
Vacuum blade!
Lightning orb! Hear my cry!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for!
Get the hunter!
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Dragon Form! I owe you one! Dragon Form!
Spirits within the soil. Awaken and prepare to be
Dragon
sealed.
Form!
In a vine?
Tempest whirl! Radiant flood! Here! Celestial
This one's all
Now
mine!
my turn.
You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Form!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really do.
Ready and rare!
A whirling struggle! Winds of
Dragon
heaven!
Form!
First form!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Shine, radiant light.
Overwhelm
of regeneration.
That'll bring you down!
Not in your dreams!
Try harder! My turn!
A whirling struggle!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Winds of heaven! Lightning condemned! Thunder blast!
Dragon Swarm! Ignite! I'm ready! Double me! In an instant! Impact Block!
Am I on a roll or what?
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans. Or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helgankro. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation. You mean like...
Brace
I'll
yourself!
heal you all.
This one's tough!
No further!
Take this!
Healing from burning stars of light!
Dragon Form!
Sorry to trouble you.
You do the same for me.
Dragon Form!
That helps.
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Take this! Here I come! Take this! Dragon Form!
Do it! You. More.
Hey! Blow them away!
Lightning condemned! Thunder Blade!
Take this!
A chain between heaven and earth! Arrow flame!
Rending you
Down to your
apart.
lightning!
Armor won't save you! I'm ready!
Law, get toasty!
Burn Strike!
All disasters
Dragon Form!
Heal my wearied companion.
Cure! Dragon Form!
Water, hear my call!
It's over!
I'm ready! Blood!
Dragon Form! Golden Blast!
Take this!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
I must keep striving.
You can ease off yourself.
Pot calls the kettle black.
Good advice for all of us, to be honest.
We finally made it.